children. Let's come back to our maths class. Today we are going to just continue with our exercise 1.6, and in the previous classes we have completed till sum number 10. That is, we have completed 10 sums from our exercise 1.6, and today we are just going to continue from sum number 11. Take down your classwork, children. Write on today's date, write on today's day, and take down question number 11. And for question number 11, you have to draw the figure also. They have given you a Venn diagram, so you have to draw the Venn diagram for it. Come on, just get ready with the question, children. Write on today's date, write on today's day. You can write down question number 11. In the adjacent diagram, if n of u is equal to 125, y is 2 times of x and z is 10 more than x, then find the value of x, y and z. So they have given you some conditions. So we are going to use the conditions that is given to us. And also they have told you that the adjacent diagram. So you have to get some of the information from the diagram also. So let's draw the figure neatly, children. I hope you people are using a pro circle. You may use a pro circle or you may use a compass. But using a pro circle will be easy. Like for smaller Venns, you can use a pro circle, and if you have to draw a bigger Venn, like we used in for our sum number 9, yes, I told you you have to draw a bigger Venn. For that case, you can use your compass. Okay, children? So just draw the Venn diagram neatly. Draw it, children. Sum number 11. Okay, so they have given you a rectangular box also. So let us draw a box also. You can use your scale and pencil to draw a line so that the figure looks neat. N of u, some informations are given. Fill the informations properly, children. Do not miss any information. N of u is 125. Here you have 5 out. X is for A, the first circle, then Y, Z. X, Y, Z, 4, 6, 17, 4, 6, 17, and you have your 3. The common part is 3. So these are the information which is given to you in the form of Venn diagram for your sum number 11. Your figure will look neat and it will look very good. Yes, you have to, because you will be using your scale and pencil and you will be using your pro circle. I have managed to do the diagram. So just do it neatly, children. Okay, have you drawn the figure? Are you ready with the figure, children? Shall we go for the sum? Okay, let's start with the work here. Let's start with the work. What's given to you? In the adjacent figure, so you have been given a figure and we are going to use this diagram. N of u is 125. The total number of elements in the set is 125. I have told you that U is the universal set, and universal set combines all the elements of the sets involved. Suppose here you have been talking about how many sets? Here we have 3 sets. First set, second set and third set. So what is N of u? N of u gives you the number, or it gives you the number of elements in the universal set, the whole number of elements in the set. It gives you the information of all the sets, and we have some numbers out also. So you have to consider this number also under the universal set. It is a combination of all the elements. N of u is the combination of all the elements given to you. Okay, children? Okay. So shall we start with the answer? Let's go with the work. Before we go to the sum, let us write on the given part. Something is given to you in the question. Let's try to put out in the given form. Write down here, given. Just you can continue the statement below the figure. I'm just continuing there. What is given to you? N of u is 125. I'll put here. N of u is equal to 125. This is given. Next, y is 2 times of x. What is the value for y? Y is 2 times. 2 times means what? What is the meaning of times? It means multiplication. Y is equal to 2 into x. So I just can write as 2x. 2 times. That is, what is the sign between 2 and x? It's multiplication. So y is equal to 2x. Okay, let's go for the next part. Z is 10 more than x. What is the value for z, children? 10 more than x. So if you have z is equal to x plus 10. That is, it is 10 more than x. Suppose if the value for x is 5, what will be the value for z? It will be 15. 10 more. So I have taken the value for x as 5. So if I have x is 5, the z value is going to be more than 10. That is 5 plus 10, I get 15. If you have 3 means 3 plus 10, 13 and so on. I hope you people are clear with the conditions. So what is the condition given for y? Y is 2 times x. That is y is equal to 2x. And what is the condition given for z? Z is equal to 10 more than x. That is x plus 10. Okay, this were the details I have written over here. And what else they have given you? They are asked you to find out the value of x, y and z. So just mention here to find value of x, y and z. This is what we have to find. Okay, children? Let's go for the solution part. So we have taken the given part, we have written the to find part, and now we have to go for the solution part. Shall we start? Just write down the given part, to find and the solution part. Okay, children? Now here, what are we going to do is just we are going to add all the values, okay? And we know what is the total number of values we are going to get. The answer is going to be 125 because you have been given here n of u is equal to 125. That is, if I add all the members of set, what is the answer you are going to get here? 125. So let's take down the step over here. So first of all, I am just going to take the don't get confused with the terms, children, okay? You have to choose all the elements carefully, all the numbers carefully. So what is present here? X for this set, y, that is I'll just take the alone part. So x part, y part and the z part. So I'll write down here x plus y plus z. Okay, so I have taken the sum of all these three. Now I am going to take the sum of the intersection of two sets. That means 4, 17, 6. Are you getting my point, children? So first I have just taken the alone part, that is only, we say only. Yes, so here x, y, z. Then I am going to take the common part of two sets. For here I get 4 common, for these 2 sets I get 17 and for these 2 sets I get 6. So I just write down the number here, plus 4 plus 17 plus 6. I have taken the common part. Now I am going to take the common for all the 3. So what is the number common to all the 3? Yeah, it's 3. Which is common to all the 3? It's 3. We have 3 common for all the 3 sets. So write down there 3. And when I add this is going to be 125. That is when you add all the answers, what is the answer you're going to get? 125. That is when you add all the values, you will get the answer as 125. Okay, children? So just substitute the values. It's x plus y plus z plus 4 plus 6 plus 17 plus 3 is equal to 125. Okay. Now let's move further. So we are going to substitute the values. See here, I just cannot find the value if 3 unknowns are here. See here we have 3 unknowns. One is x is unknown, y is unknown, z is unknown. I don't know the value for x, I don't know the value for y, and I don't know the value for z. So we cannot proceed the sum with this format. Okay, are you getting my point, children? If you have a question, you should get only one unknown. If you have one unknown, we can find the answer. You getting my point? So what is the condition? If you have to solve any particular equation or if you have to solve any particular sum, the thing is you have to deal with only one unknown. If you have more than one unknown, we cannot find the answer. So what are we going to do here is, we are going to try to replace some of the unknowns. Let us replace the unknowns. And how are you going to replace? See here, we have been some information, okay, we have got some information in the given part. What is the information? Yes, that is, we know the value for y and also we know the value for z. So what we are going to do is, we are going to put the value for y and also we are going to put the value for z. Are you getting my point, children? Okay, come on, let's take down the step. So I'm just going to keep x as x itself, and I'm going to write down in place of y as 2x, okay, and I'm going to change z as x plus 10. Are you clear, children? So we have replaced y as 2x, we have replaced z as x plus 10, okay, and if it is possible, we can add all the values. Let's add all the values here. 4 plus 17 plus 6 plus 3, come on, add and get the answer, children. What is 4 plus 17? 21. 21 plus 6? 27. Okay. So do not miss any terms. That's the main thing here. So we should not miss any terms. 6. Now it's 17 plus 4. Okay, let me add it. 17 plus 4. 11. 21. Okay. It's 21. Plus 6. 27 plus 3, 30. Yes. Yeah, here we missed out one term. Yes, that's what I was finding for. Yes. Can you just still here, children? We have missed one term. Can you find out that missing term here? What is the term that we have missed here? So I'll get here 30. So I'll just put here 30. Okay. Done here till here. One more work is there that you are going to find out. Tell me, what is the thing that we have missed out? I told you that universal set is a set which combines of all the members. All the members. So here I focused on this set. We took the members of this set. We took the members of this set and we took the members of this set. But one thing was left out. What was it? Yes, 5 was left out. So what we have to do? We have to take 5 also. Just have a addition over here, children. You have to add here plus 5. Yes, because that 5 also comes under the whole set. Under the universal set, the 5 is also included. So you have to take the 5. So just put here 5. So, what you get? X plus y plus z plus 4 plus 17 plus 6 plus 3 plus 5. The 5 which was outside, okay, which was out of the set, you have to consider for the universal set. So, take here 5, children. Okay, I have added here 5. So, now you are just going to add all the numbers here. So, shall we add it? Okay. So, what you get? X plus 2x. What is x plus 2x? 3x. 1 plus 2? 3. And what is the variable used here? X. So you will get 3x. 3x plus x. What is 3x plus x? 4x. So write down here 4x. X plus 2, 3x. 3x plus x, 4x. Okay, let's add all the numbers here. 10 plus 30, 40. 40 plus 5, 45. So 4x plus 45 is equal to 125. Clear? Have you added this plus 5, children? Very important thing. You have to add plus 5. If you don't add plus 5, you are not going to get the answer. So add here plus 5 and then here just add all the numbers. So 4 plus 17, 21. 21 plus 6, 27. 27 plus 3, 30. 30 plus 5, 35. So, and then what we have done? So 35. And here I have just taken all the conditions. That is, y is being written as 2x and z is written as x plus 10. So here you have 10. So 10 plus 35 gives you 45. So 4x plus 45 is equal to 125. Clear? Okay. So now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to keep the variable on one side and I'm going to take the numbers on one side. So 4x is equal to 125 minus 45. The plus 45, when it goes to the RHS, I have told you the sign will change. Plus will change into minus, minus will change into plus, multiplication will change into division, and division will change into multiplication. Okay, children? Okay. So 4x is equal to 125 minus 45. Let us simplify it further. So 125 minus 45 gives you 80. 5 minus 5, 0. 12 minus 4, it's 8. So 4x is equal to 80. So let us go for the next step. I'll just continue over here, children. Okay, I'll just continue over here. So x is equal to 80 upon 4. So I get the answer is 20. What is the value for x? It's in the form of multiplication. So I have told you when you shift a number from LHS to RHS, you have to change accordingly. So the multiplication will change into division. So 80 upon 4 gives you 20. So we have found the value for x. First work is done. We have found the value for x. Now you have to find out the value for y. So y is equal to 2x. So 2 into 20, that is 40. This is a form of multiplication. So 2 into 20, 40. And at the last z, that is x plus 10. So 20 plus 10, which is equal to 30. So we have found all the values. We have found the values for x, y, and z. Clear, children? Okay. Let us have a small recap of this sum, children. This is a term where you are dealing with all the variables and some conditions. So let me explain to you once again. So first of all, you are being given with a figure. And what are you going to do? You are going to write on the given part. So n of u was given to you. And they have given you condition that y is 2 times of x. So 2 times means 2 into x. And z is, what is that? 10 more than x. More. 10 more. More means you are going to do addition. So x plus 10. So here the thing is to find the value of x, y, and z. That is what I have written for to find. Going for the solution. The solution here is, since I am being given with the nu, I know the total number of universal set or the total number of elements in the universal set. What I am going to do is I am just going to take the sum of all the members or all the elements. So here I started with x alone, y alone, z alone. Then I took the intersection part, the common part, that is 4, 17, 6. Then I have to take the number which is common for all the 3, that is 3. Then here 5 was left out. So we have to take 5 also. So you are going to just write down all the numbers and you are going to say that it is equal to 125. So now here, children, what I have done, see, x is being written as x, y I changed as 2x, z I changed as x plus 10. I have told you that when you just solve a sum, you should have only one unknown. If you have a sum with the unknown or one unknown, we can find the answer. Otherwise, it is not possible. Okay, children? So we have just changed everything in terms of x. So we have only now one variable or we have only one unknown. So we can find the answer easily. So x plus 2x, 3x. 3x plus x, 4x. Okay. Now, what you had here, 10, and I have just added these numbers. So when I add these numbers, I get 30. Till here, I have taken the addition. So 10, here you got z is x plus 10. So here you get 10. This is 30 and this is 5. So 10 plus 30 plus 5, it's 45. Bring the 45 to the RHS side, you get minus 45, which is equal to 80. So this is the form of multiplication. So when it comes to the RHS, it becomes division. So x is equal to 20. So y is equal to 2x. 2 into 20, that is 40. Z is equal to x plus 10. What is the value for x, children? It's 20. So 20 plus 10, which gives you 30. So we have found the value for x, y, and z. Let us write on the final statement, children. I'll just continue the final statement over here. Write on the value for x, write on the value for y, write on the value for z. Once you get all the values, you have to say the final statement. Therefore, x is equal to 20, y is equal to 40, and z is equal to 30. Highlight your answer. You have to highlight your answer. X is equal to 20, y is equal to 40, and z is equal to 30. Okay, children, so we have completed our sum number 11. Let us go for sum number 12. Once you complete this question, you have to take the next question. That is, once you complete this sum, you have to take the next question. Take on the question. Each student in a class of 35, each student in a class of 35 plays at least one game among. So they are going to play at least one game. I have told you the meaning of at least. At least means the minimum number will be 1. So he can choose one game, he can choose 2 games, or he can choose 3 games. At least one game among chess, carom, and table tennis. So here they are going to focus on 3 games. One is chess, then carom, and table tennis. Okay. 22 play chess. Okay, how many children are going to play chess? 22 play chess, 21 play carom, 15 play table tennis, 10 play chess and table tennis, 8 play carom and table tennis, and 6 play all the 3 games. So here they have given you some information. They have given you the number of students who play chess. How much children? 22. How many students play carom? 21. How many students play table tennis? 15. How many children play chess and table tennis? Chess and table tennis? 10. How many students play carom and table tennis? It's 8. And 6 play all the 3 games. So the number of students who play all the 3 games is 6. And here the thing is, you have to find out the number of students who play first one, chess and carom, but not table tennis. So you have to find out the number of children who play chess and carom, but not table tennis. Then you have to find out the number of students who play only chess. And also you have to find out the number of students who play only carom. And they have given you a hint that they are asking you to draw, or you have to find that answer using a Venn diagram. So again we are going to draw a Venn diagram. We are going to put all the values that we know, and we are going to get our answer. Shall we start, children? Okay, let's start with the work. Here are the questions. You have to take the question, children. You are not going to skip your question. You have to take the question and the answer. I don't want the answers directly, children. A question and the answer. Try to complete the question fast, children. Be fast. Once you write the question, you have to draw the Venn diagram. Okay, I hope you are ready with the questions. Let's draw a Venn diagram here. They have given 3 sets. One is information for chess, then carom and table tennis. So let's draw a Venn diagram. And I have told you that when you deal with the sums, try to draw a bigger circle so that we can do the calculations inside the Venn diagram. Okay, children? Try to draw a bigger one. You can use your compass for drawing a bigger circles. Sum number 12, yes? Write down 12. Let's draw a little bigger. I hope I have got a appropriate figure, approximate figure, yes, appropriate figure. Okay. You can just mention here, we have, I hope that we have just used one letter representing for like when we did the sum based on newspapers. English, I wrote E, T and Hindi, English, Tamil and Hindi, yes. Here we have chess and we have carom, so you can just use two letter. Okay children, shall we use two letters? You just write down your CH and CA, or you can just mention, no problem. You can just, okay, I'll write fully, no problem. Chess, this is carom, and this is table tennis. Table tennis. Let's mention the full name of the game. Chess, carom, and a table tennis. Okay. So now let's try to fill the informations that is given to us in the Venn diagram. What are the informations given to you? Let's go for the information. Number of children who play chess, children here. 22 play chess. So write down here 22. Do not just write on the center. Try to write on the top so that we can go for the calculation part. 22 play chess. 21 play carom. Put here 21 play carom. Next. 15 play table tennis. Okay. So 15 students are going to play table tennis. Okay. Next. 10 play chess and table tennis. 10 is going to play, what is that? Chess and table tennis. So where you get common chess and table tennis, common is over here. So I'll put here 10. So 10 students play chess and table tennis. Okay, next. 8 play carom and table tennis. 8 play carom and table tennis. So carom and table tennis. I have to take the set for carom and table tennis. I'll put here 8. They are going to play both the games together. A common. 8 is common for carom and table tennis. Okay. Next. 6 play all the 3 games. Okay. So here I got the information that 6 children are going to play all the 3 games. They are going to take part in carom, chess and table tennis. Okay. Done. Now here one thing is unknown. What is unknown? Yes. I don't know the number of children who play chess and carom. So I'm going to take this number as X here. I don't know the number over there. I don't know the number of students who play chess and carom. So just take it down as X. Take the number as X. Come on, do it fast, children. I hope you people are clear with the figure. You know how to write on the details, how to write on the numbers in the Venn diagram. Yes, children? So you have to read the question carefully and accordingly you have to fill the Venn diagram. Is it clear? Okay, let's complete the Venn diagram first. Once we complete the Venn diagram, we can just go on continuing with our answers. We'll get the answers directly from the Venn diagram. What is the first thing we have to do? The first thing is we have to subtract from the common part. That is, we have an intersection for both the sets. So you are going to subtract 6 here, then you have to subtract 6 from here, then you have to subtract 6 from here. Getting my point, children? Okay. So let's subtract from here. So x minus 6, I don't know the value, okay? So you keep it as x minus 6. This is 8 minus 6. I know the value for 8 minus 6. What is the answer? It's 2. Yes. 8 minus 6, which is 2. And one more thing here, again you're going to subtract from 6. So 10 minus 6 is equal to 4. I don't have the value for this common part. That is for chess and carom. No problem. You have to keep it as x minus 6. Okay, children, have you taken the next part? That is, we have found the values over here. So what we have done, we have just subtracted the common part. That is the common for carom and table tennis with the common for all the 3 games. That is 6. 8 minus 6, that is 2. Then here x minus 6 and here 10 minus 6, which is 4. Here you just keep it as x minus 6. So the first step is completed. So we have completed the inner part. So now we are going to come to the major part. It's 22 and I have told you how to go for the simplification. Shall we go for the simplification, children? Okay, let's do the simplification. Now, children, I'll just teach you a easy method. What you do is, here we have some unknown numbers, okay. So if you just go on doing the calculations inner, we'll have a confusion. So what you do is, you just write down the answers first and we'll solve in the outer part. This will be doing the calculation in the right corner. Okay children? So this is 22. So what you have to do? You have to subtract. What are you going to subtract? You are going to subtract this part. What is that? X minus 6, 6 and 4. That we have already done in a previous sum. So this is 22. So from 22 you are going to subtract all these three values. What is the first value? X minus 6. Okay. Then plus 6. Then plus 4. Getting my point? What are you going to do? You are going to subtract x minus 6 plus 6 plus 4. Don't take the old numbers. You have to take the numbers. That is, you have to take the number where you have simplified further. So 10 minus 6 is 4. Are you clear with this step, children? 22 was given. You are going to subtract x minus 6. But don't just put a subtraction sign. You have to use a bracket. Okay, children? So x minus 6 plus 6 plus 4. Okay? Let's come to this part. From 21, what are you going to subtract? From 21, we are going to subtract, see this area. You are just going to confirm this, you are just going to consider this circle. This is a circle. So what are you going to subtract? X minus 6, okay. Then plus 6, okay. Then plus 2. I hope you people can see the numbers, children. Can you see the numbers? Yeah, it's clear. So 21 minus, what are you going to subtract from here? You're going to subtract, you have to just consider this area, okay, the circle. So x minus 6 plus 6 plus 2, okay. Just do not go for the calculation, you people will have a confusion. I'll be doing the calculation out in the rough part first and then I'll write the answers over here. Okay children? Now let's come to this part. So for this circle, I have to consider these areas. This is the area. Are you getting my point? So from 15, what are you going to subtract? From 15, you are going to subtract 4 plus 6 plus 2. Okay? Are you clear? So what we did, first of all, we solved the intersection parts. So here x was there, so I subtracted from 6. X minus 6. 8 was there, I subtracted from 6. 8 minus 6, 2. Then here 10 was there, I subtracted from 6, so 4. Okay children? Now you have to take a particular set. You are just going to focus on one set at a time. So 22. From 22, what are you going to subtract? From 22, you are going to subtract the remaining areas. That you are just going to focus on this part. You don't want these areas. Okay. The common areas we are not going to focus on. So you are going to remove x minus 6, 6 and 4. So the main signs will be plus, children. Okay. X minus 6 plus 6 plus 4. Same manner, you are going to complete the second set and the third set. So 21 is here and you don't want x minus 6 plus 6 plus 2. Use a bracket, children. Again here the number is 15. So we don't want 4, we don't want 6 and we don't want 2. That is, we want only the only part. We don't want the common part. Okay. So now let's simplify the sums. We have not simplified. So just write down these details, come on. Write down the details. Write down the details. Do not miss any values, children. Okay. Let's continue further, children. Have you completed all the works? Okay, now here, or just you can continue below, no problem. You can just continue. This is a Venn diagram, you can just write down below. I am just going to find out the value for chess. Okay. What is given in chess? 22 minus x minus 6 plus 6 plus 4. What you have for chess? Because I did not get the value. Yes, children, here you have x and you have so many things. So I am just going to do it separately. For the first sum, I did directly in the box because it was based on numbers. So we added the numbers and we got the answer. You can do the first sum in this manner also. Like you can take English newspaper, you can get the answer. Then you can take Hindi newspaper, you can get the answer. Then you can take English, Hindi, Tamil newspaper, get the answer. Okay, children? So I'm just going to take the chess part here. It's 22 minus, I have told you that you have to use a bracket when you are adding the remaining parts. X minus 6 plus 6 plus 4. Okay? Just put your pens down, children. Put your pens down and listen to me carefully. So for chess what you have? 22 minus x minus 6 plus 6 plus 4. Here minus 6 plus 6 gets cancelled. So now what is left here? 22 minus, I'm just going to write down the numbers which is in the bracket. I am not going to open the bracket, children. Be careful. 22 minus, you have a number in the bracket, that is x minus 6 plus 6 plus 4. Okay? What you have? X minus 6 plus 6. Now minus 6 and plus 6 can be cancelled. They are the same number with a different sign. You have minus 6 and plus 6. Can I cancel plus 6 plus 6? No. Plus 6 plus 6 gives you 12. But why are we cancelling here? We are cancelling because you are having the same number with a different sign. Minus 6 plus 6. That is 6 minus 6 gives you 0. So we are cancelling the term. So what is left here? X is left here. And what is left here? Plus 4 is left. So I have 22 minus x plus 4. I hope you people are clear with the step. Good. Now let me open the bracket, children. So when I open the bracket, you have to be very, very careful because we are dealing with a negative sign. When you have a negative sign, you have to change the sign of the inner terms. So this is 22 minus x. See, this is plus x. So plus x will become minus x. And this is plus 4. It will become minus 4. Getting my point? Plus x will turn to minus x. Plus 4 will turn to minus 4. Getting my point, children? So 22 minus, what is left here? X plus 4. So when you open the bracket, the plus sign will change to minus. Again the plus sign will change to minus. So I have 22 minus x minus 4. Now what is 22 minus 4? I can just do the calculation. 22 minus 4 gives you 18 minus x. So I got the value for chess. What is the value for chess? 18 minus x. So put here 18 minus x. I just highlight the answer. So I got the value for chess. Number of students who play chess is 18 minus x. Okay, children, now you are going to complete for carom. Come on, complete for carom. Let me see how you do the sum. Come on. For carom, what you have? 21 minus x minus 6 plus 6 plus 2. Come on, complete the work. Complete for carom and also complete for table tennis. 15 minus 4 plus 6 plus 2. Come on, complete this sum. Come on. Get me the value for carom and table tennis. You have to find out the number of students who are going to play carom and who are going to play table tennis. Come on, do it. You know the methods, you know the different ways how to calculate it. Come on, do it. Apply the proper application. Just do not wait for my answer, children. You have to do and you have to wait. Do not just sit simply over there. I hope you have done your work. Let us have a check, children. Shall we have a check? Okay, let's go for the check. It's 21 minus x minus 6 plus 6 plus 2. So I have told you that try to solve the numbers which are in the bracket first. We have seen the BODMAS rule, children. BODMAS rule. Bracket first, then division, multiplication, and then addition and subtraction. It's a BODMAS rule. Like BODMAS. Actually, we say it's BEDMAS rule, okay? BEDMAS means bracket and E stands for exponents. Power. What is the meaning of E? Power. D division, M multiplication, A addition, S subtraction. Now division and multiplication are same. That is, they are given the same weightage. If division comes first, you have to do division first. If multiplication comes first, you have to do multiplication first. So they are same. It's not like if you have, we cannot just give priority to division and multiplication. If division comes first, division. Multiplication comes first, multiplication. Same way, we give the same priority to addition and subtraction. If in a sum you have first addition, you have to do addition. If subtraction comes first, you have to do the subtraction. So remember that division and multiplication are same. They are having a same level, and addition and subtraction have a same level. Getting my point, children? Okay. So first of all, the thing is you are going to focus on the brackets. So complete the term which are given in the bracket. Again here we have minus 6 plus 6 which can be cancelled. I cancelled minus 6 plus 6. So what is left here? 21 minus x plus 2. So what do you get here? I'll just continue here. I hope you people can see. It's 21 minus x. The plus will change to minus. The plus will change to minus. So you get 21. Okay. 21 minus 2, 19 minus x. You would have got the same messages, children. Just check your answers whether you're getting the answer is 19 minus x. Yes, so you and I got the same answer. Yes, children? Good. Come on. Let's go for the next step. It's 15 minus 4 plus 6 plus 2. So 15 minus 4 plus 6, 10. 10 plus 2, 12. So 15 minus 12 is 3. So I found the answer for table tennis. So just write down the answer here 3. Write down the answer here 19 minus x. So see, children, for this part itself you'll get 3 marks. The Venn diagram. If you just draw 3 circles, we are not going to give you 3 marks. The circle with the complete information. So if you have filled all the information, out of 5 marks, you will be getting 3 marks for the Venn diagram. Okay, children? So you have to be clear with the concepts. Okay, complete your answer, children. Complete all the informations in the Venn diagram. Take on all the informations. Chess is 18 minus x. Carom is 19 minus x. And table tennis is 3. Okay. Now let's move further. Let us go for the next step. What is the next step you have? What are we going to do here? We have to find out some of the answers, yes, children? But before finding the answers, we should know the value for x, yes? Without knowing the x, I cannot find out the number of students who play chess or the number of students who play carom, or that's all. Yes, table tennis I know. Three students are going to play table tennis. But I cannot find the number of students who play chess, and also I cannot find the number of students who play carom. So what is the thing over here is, you have to find out the value for you have to find out the value of x first of all. Let's find out the value of x here, come on. So what I am going to do here, they have given you one more information. Have you noticed that information? What is the thing given to you? Each student in a class of 35, yes. So total number of students in a class, 35 students are there. So what are you going to do? So what we have done here, we have found the value for the steps. That is, we got minus x is equal to minus 11. So this becomes x is equal to 11. I can cancel minus minus, and what will get? X is equal to 10. So this is the required value for x. So we have found the value for x is equal to 11. I hope you people are clear with the step. So we got the value of minus x is equal to 35 minus 46. So how to simplify it? Plus minus. So plus minus means minus. So 46 minus 35, 11. Then you have to take the sign of the bigger number, that is minus. That is 46 is bigger, so I have to take the answer as minus 11. Remember, that is when you have the same sign. That is, if you are dealing with a positive number, you have to take the plus sign. If you are dealing with minus sign, you have to take a plus sign. Let us see. I'll just give a small explanation over here. If you have minus 3, minus 4, what you have to do? You have to add. Why are you going to add? Because you are having the same sign, 7. Which is the bigger number? 4. You have to write here minus 7. 3 plus 4, plus sign, so 7. See, actually we don't write always plus 3 plus 3. If you don't have a sign in front of a number, like if you have 3, this number is taken as plus 3, okay, positive number. If you have minus 3 plus 4, minus plus, different sign, minus plus, so both are different. When you have a different sign, you have to take subtraction. So 4 minus 3 is 1. Which is the bigger number here? 4 is the bigger number. So what is the sign? Plus 1. So I can just write 1. 4 minus 3. This is simple, is plus minus. It's 1. Getting my point, children? So x is equal to 11. I got the value for x. It's what? One thing we have done. We have to do few more steps. Just write down the steps till here, children. Complete the steps. Okay. Have we completed till here? So we have found the value for x. What is the value for x? X is equal to 11. Okay, now let's find out the required answer. What is the thing we have to do here? I'll just rub this part. So already I got the value for x, so I'll just... okay. What is the first part here? Only, that's chess and carom but not table tennis. Okay, write down here. Number of students who play chess and carom but not table tennis is equal to. Okay, so we are going to focus on the number of children who play chess and carom. So where are you going to see? You are going to look at the part which is common for chess and carom. So you are going to take this part. This is a part common for chess and carom. The question is number of students who play chess and carom. So how many children were here, children? Yes, it was x minus 6, yes? Yes, so write down here, this is equal to x minus 6. I know the value for x, it's 11 minus 6 is equal to 5, yes. So number of students who play chess and carom but not table tennis is equal to x minus 6 is equal to 11 minus 6 is equal to 5. So we got the answer for the first part, okay? Let's go for the second sub part. Only chess, write down. Number of students who play only chess. What is it? Only chess, what is it? This part. What was the answer here? I think 18 minus x, children. Yes, we got the answer 18 minus x. So put here 18 minus x. 18 minus 11 is equal to 7. So number of students who play only chess, 18 minus x is equal to 18 minus 11 is equal to 7. Okay, come on, complete the third part, children. Complete the third part, the last part of the question. Come on, do it. Third one. Number of students who play only carom. Only carom. This side. What was it? 19 minus x. Write down 19 minus x. Complete the answer. Come on. Write down step. So number of students who play only carom is equal to is 19 minus x. So what is the answer? 19 minus 11, and what is it? It's 8. Yes. Get the answer as 8. 19 minus 11 is 8. Yes. So we have completed our sum number 12. Okay, children. So we have one more sum left. I would like you to try sum number 13. Okay. You have to draw the Venn diagram. You draw the Venn diagram, and with the help of a Venn diagram, try to complete your sum number 13. Okay, if you have any doubt, you can just comment your doubts to us. Okay, children? Okay, I'll just give you the homework part here. From exercise 1.6, the 13th sum, okay? The last sum will be your homework. Complete the last sum. And also one more thing, yes, you're going to complete exercise 1.7 full. That is the multiple choice questions. Okay, listen to me clearly, children. Just listen to me how you are going to proceed with exercise 1.7. Are you listening to me? Okay. For exercise 1.7, you have to write the answer in the form of fill-up. You're not going to write the answer as a multiple choice question. You have to write the question and the answer. They have given you 4 choices. You know that only one answer will be correct? Yes. So you will write the question and the answer. Question, answer. Question, answer. No one is going to write all the 4 choices. Listen to me carefully. Once again I repeat, for exercise 1.7, a question and an answer. Question and an answer. Do not write the remaining part. That is, do not go for the option part. You have to just choose the correct answer and you have to write down the answer. Clear, children? I hope you people are clear. Okay. So with this we complete our first lesson, and in the next class we'll be starting with a new lesson. Okay, children? So let us meet in the next class.